So you guys were I'm hearing all you guys wanted the theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade, it's like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it.
Hi everybody, Martha here. So I did like time to review Suicide Isekai anime. I know I'm kind of behind on this one, but I wanted to wait until the whole entire dub was made so I can watch the entire thing and not having to me all the sub, because I know there's a lot of people who don't mind subs, but me, I rather able to understand the characters, what they're saying, and nothing against people who like to listen to subs, but I just don't like to having to read while I'm watching something. This one is really good. It was a good one. It was funny. It made somewhat sense, as much sense you can with these characters, and I really hope that this YouTube does not get mad at me for saying you know, because it's kind of part of the name. It kind of has to be said. So anyway, so in this one, it has a lot of they go to a world that has to do. They referenced Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Since Warner Brothers owns those properties, we have to reference those properties. And since we're going to like a fantasy world, we have to reference, like, go watch those stuff. So yeah, but it starts out with Harley getting captured. We don't see how Deadshot, King Shark, Clayface, and Peacemaker get captured. We just see how Harley gets captured, because really this is kind of her story. So, because a lot of this tells her story and who ends up being the twists, because there's a twist in this story. What a shocker. After they beat the bad guy in this world, they make a twist. So Amanda Waller wants a resource from this world. So she did send a first troop of the X Squad. So I'm gonna call it X Squad since I'm not allowed to say the other one. That was the Thinker, Katana, Killer Croc, the Enchantress, and Rat Killer, the first Rat Killer, to this world to get the sources. But they went and joined the bad guys and had their bombs turned off, so they don't have to worry about their heads going kaboom. But they willing to help out. I did at first think that Enchantress was Poison Ivy since she's dressed in red, but I found out later this is actually Enchantress, and I thought only one that thought that at the very end that was the Enchantress, but since they it makes sense later on. So I just wish they would not made her wear green, but whatever, and make her have red hair. It's confusing, but it's fine. So after we see Harley get captured by Katana capturing her, please ignore what I tried to ignore what I said earlier, but we don't know why we'll find out why Katana is in there with the other ones later, but she's the one that captured Harley. After Harley and Joker kill a bunch of guys and who are like tied up with a scar that has Joker's smile. Now I do like Joker's sign here. He has like very sharp teeth over his regular teeth, and his car that he has, the Joker mobile, is like playing on a piano and having fun. And Harley, for some reason, after they're having like a great chase getting away, she decides to stop by and get a drink, and Joker stays waiting for her, and she ends up leaving, but she starts a fight and she ends up leaving the bar. She wants to steal a drink so she can give it to him, and she ends up going outside. Katana ends up coming in there and coming to get her, and she ends up losing the fight because Katana is a better sword fighter, and then she is just tossing around a pipe. And but like I guess a week later, because she's watching TV, so they allowed her to have like some privileges of watching TV in her cell nonetheless. Amanda comes and asks to have Harley, and this is when they go to the magical world, and the only one that knows that this is a magical world is Clayface. And I find it weird that he's dressed up as Al Capone, but he is a bad guy, so I guess that makes sense. But his outfit looks just like Al Capone's, because he has a white cloak on and a hat that like Al Capone wears. So, and he's dressed like a gangster, so that's the only one I can think of is him. So and he's the one that realizes that this is a Isekai. And that was the first time I ever heard of that phrase, but okay. Usually when somebody says this type of thing, I hear fantasy, but I guess it's the Japanese word for fantasy. If anybody want to tell me if I'm wrong, go ahead and tell me what it really means, but I'm guessing it means fantasy. Because what type of world this is. And they have to fight in this world, because the bad guys have taken over two other ones that were supposed to be good, but they're not, because Ratcatcher and the Thinker have them being controlled, basically. And there's also the usual bad guys in this world, which are orcs, and the ones from Legend of Zelda, the pig things. But you also fight wolf creatures or werewolves. It's hard to tell. We never see them in human form. And elves. So those are the ones you fight in this one, besides the ones that I just named earlier. But they do give each of the characters their own villains. Like Deadshot, rival is Ratcatcher, because him and Ratcatcher, I guess, had a bad, because they were cellmates, and he was trying to be nice to him, but Ratcatcher kept on thinking that's a bad thing because he shaved his head. Funny. And since the Thinker has a hard time keeping track of Harley because of her being Berserker, hers is the Thinker, and Killer Croc's is and King Shark is Killer Croc, because since both of them are land dwellers. Now Peacemaker and Clayface, I guess, go with the other ones that are here, because so Katana is more of Harley's villain, since she's the one that got captured. And I just think and I thought, since that was poison, I thought that was poison ivy. I thought that was something to do with Harley, but most of them do have somebody to fight opposite them. But there is a lot of silly jokes on here, and like we get to see Peacemaker without his pants on, and we get to see Harley get a baby dragon that she names Arthur after they kill the mama when they try to go reset their bombs, and she ends up adopting them after Peacemaker uses to hurt the egg as threatened, and she ends up saving it. And we have two allies in this world that are on their side. The Queen is more like, we think she's actually possessed by a lady who can make the dead come back to life. So she wants she wants everybody to be dead, basically. And there's two belovedly idiots who obey her no matter what. One gets eaten by King Shark, and the other one, the princess, ends up killing. So the princess and Cecil, the head knight, are the ones who are on the X Squad's group, because they're they're the main characters of this world, you can say. And they help them escape a couple of times and help them understand this world. And the princess is dressed up as Harley later on, because she's lost like 3 of her friends in this war, and she wants to make the world back to the way it was back when she was little, before that her mom was too obsessed. So I don't even know if she even knew her real mom ever, because I don't know how far back her mom got possessed by something, or got killed off. But her mom's kind of remind me of the Queen of Hearts, because she kept on saying off with her heads to the X Squad here. So it kind of did remind me a little bit of Alice in Wonderland, since of that. And they mentioned Lewis Carroll later on. The last episode here, after them, we find out the Queen was was no the queen. The princess dresses as a Harley. They go save her after and they have King Shark there since she ate one of their people. He's gonna get executed, and first Amanda was gonna have them all be killed, so they can, since she thought this was a lost cause, she ends up blowing up Clayface's head off. But since he can't die because he's made of clay, he doesn't die. Like, nobody, only ones that really die are the ones that are fighting. But I do like this plot, so I guess it's fine that none of them actually die. None of these ones die, but we do get to see some of them get their heads blown off or cut off, like the thinker, after Harley blows his mind by having him fall into the vat of acid, like she does, since they're going with a plot line where she falls in the vat of acid and comes as crazy as Joker, not just the fact that he turns her to her side, because that's I think how Harley is now, where she does goes for the same thing that Joker does in order to make her crazy as him. And we do see like a lot of flashbacks in here of Harley and Joker. Like before we fight the rat catcher, she sees a flashback where he teaches her how to deal with rats, because how he thinks of lower class criminals. He thinks them as rats. We get to see all the characters like wear armor that makes them how they dress, like from things from that time period. The two outfits I liked from that time period that Harley and Clayface wore, because hers looks like a magician with in her coloring, and Clayface's has like a brown jacket that looks like something that probably would be out of a Shakespearean play. So I did like both their outfits. The other ones are fine, but I think I like those two the best. The way they defeat the lady is that both Harley and the princess switch places, since she's the one that can take the sword that can kill the queen, and after they save the Enchantress's body and give her back her body, who was instead of an undead dragon, I guess. I don't know if it's from the undead dragon of the Arthur, but probably. But I don't know where they're keeping her body before that though. And at the very end, they get like knighted, probably, because we don't know what that paper says, but they go and eat. Rick goes, oh yeah, Rick's been here helping them, and he was there at the cells left behind by the first sets of criminals, telling them that they had to go back and get their bombs reset and stuff like that, with Peacemaker also doing it, because he was actually counting down until the very minute that they get blown up if they didn't get back in time. So they know how long they have to get back into. They have Peacemaker keep track of it every single time. But Rick keeps some hiding stuff from them, especially who we find out later who's actually Katana is. So at the very end of the show, we see Katana dancing around, turning into other people who she's worked with, and Rick says that it was weird that we saw Katana here, but when she's supposed to be back there with you, and we find out it's actually Joker. Now, I don't understand how he's actually transforming into other characters, because that's not really his thing. I guess he might have magic there that he's probably wearing to help him do it. I did not expect him to be there. After rethinking everything, the fact that Harley was able to keep ahead of all of his plots and realize what was going on and how to outsmart him, it makes sense. So if I could watching it a second time around, you could figure it out. So I guess there is some hints there that Joker actually is there. So I did like this one. I'm probably gonna give this a 8 out of 10. So I can't wait until the second season. And so I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and bye bye.